Welcome back to Elden Ring. In this video we are going through the 1.04 patch notes, and surprisingly, after a quick flick through, there are not many nerfs at all. There are quite a few buffs that we're going to go through, and I'm going to be putting lots more builds together because they have made some incredible sounding changes to the game. But just quickly before we do get into this, if you are not currently subbed to the channel, make sure you do sub, turn notifications on. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, all support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to support me further as a creator, then check out the links in the description, and let's get into it. So, starting this one off, additional elements added. They've added an option to turn the camera auto rotation function on and off. They've added some event phases for the NPC Patches. So if Patches is still alive in your current playthrough, there should be some extra things that you are able to do. For balance adjustments, they've increased Colossal Swords and Colossal Weapons attack speed and lowered their recovery time, so you're going to be able to attack much faster with them. However, jump attack is not included. They've also increased the two-handed attack damage of Colossal Swords and Colossal Weapons. Jump attack again is not included, so if you're running something like the Giant Crusher, your damage is going to be increased when you two-hand it. They've increased the physical block rate and guard boost of the Colossal Sword and Colossal Weapons, Great Sword, Great Hammer, Great Axe, Great Spear, and the Halberd weapon classes. They've increased the damage of the Grafted Blade Greatsword. They've also increased the damage of the Devourer's Scepter. They've decreased the scaling of status effect build-up from spells and incantations of the Albinauric Staff and the Dragon Communion Seal. They've decreased the effect of the Great Shield Talisman for weapons with high block rates. They've shortened the length of the Madness Afflicted animation. They've lowered the speed of Madness build-up recovery and slightly increased the FP and stamina growth rate at lower levels. In order for the changes to take place, what you'll need to do is either level up, activate Godric's Great Rune, or re-equip any piece of equipment in terms of armor and talismans, which will grant bonus stats to any of your attributes, and there are other enemy and weapon balance changes. In terms of sorceries and incantations, upward adjustments, and what I'm going to do so the video isn't half an hour long, is I will just read out the spells and incantations themselves. A lot of them have had their cast speed increased, their recovery time decreased. There's one here that's had its area of effect increased and longer duration and things like that. So I'll just read out the names. I'll leave the patch notes linked below. So, spells and incantations, or sorcery and incantations that have had upward adjustments, so buffed. Crystal Barrage, Gavel of Heimer, Shatter Earth, Rock Blaster, Thop's Barrier, Renala's Full Moon, Ranni's Dark Moon, Carian Greatsword, Magma Shot, Rolling Magma, Gelmir's Fury, Rykard's Rancer, however you say that one, Oracle Bubbles, Great Oracular Bubble, Briars of Sin, Briars of Punishment, Explosive Ghost Flame, Tibia's Summon, Aspects of the Crucible. Then there are different ones for the Horns and the Tail, Elden Stars, Black Blade, Discus of Light, Triple Rings of Light, Radagon's Rings of Light, Lightning Strike, Honed Bolt, Ancient Dragon's Lightning Spear, Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, Lanciax's Glaive, if that's how you pronounce that, Fortisax's Lightning Spear, Frozen Lightning Spear, Death Lightning, O Flame, Giant's Flame Take Thee, Flame of the Fell God, Whirl o' Flame, Burn o' Flame, Black Flame, Scouring Black Flame Ritual, Gorank's Beast Claw, Blood Flame Talons, Blood Boon, Pest Threads, Scarlet Aeonia, Unendurable Frenzy, Inescapable Frenzy, Placidusax's Ruin, Dragon Claw, Dragon Maw, and Greyol's Roar. Then upward and downward, a Jeweler's Moonblade, Flame Fall Upon Them, and Howl of Shabriri. So for the Moonblade, they've decreased the power of the single cast and improved performance so that the blades and frost hit more consistently and continuously. They've also increased the cast speed at lower dexterity. Flame Fall Upon Them decreased the damage of the single cast and improved the performance so that it hits the enemy multiple times. They've also decreased the FP cost. And then Howl of Shabriri, they've decreased the madness build-up on the enemy and increased the cast speed and decreased the recovery time. Then downward adjustments, I'm a little bit gutted about this one. Swarm of Flies, they've decreased the blood loss build-up on enemies. Then you've got the Flame of Frenzy, decreased the madness build-up, and also Frenzied Burst, they've decreased the madness build-up. Weapon skill, again with the upwards, I'm not going to go through them because there are a lot of them. But weapon skills that have had upward adjustments are Lion's Claw, Kick, Horrorloo's Earthshaker, if that's how you pronounce that. Troll's Roar, Giant Hunt, Storm Assault, Carian Greatsword. Then we have Carian Grandeur, Gravitas, Flaming Strike, Black Flame Tornado, Lightning Slash, Sacred Blade and Ring of Light, Poisonous Mist, Poison Moth Fly, Ice Spear, Chilling Mist, Assassin's Gambit, Shield Bash and Crash, Blade of Gold, Blade of Death, increase the cast speed and decrease the recovery time. Probably going to put a build together for that again. Golden Tempering, Last Rites, Mist of Slumber, Eocade's Dancing Blade, Unblockable Blade, Alabaster Lord's Pull, or however you say that one, Established Order, Moonlight Greatsword, Wave of Gold. They've decreased the FP cost, increased the cast speed, and decreased the recovery time. Wolf's Assault, the Queen's Black Flame, Dynast's Finesse, Flowing Form, Death Flare, Onyx Lord's Repulsion, Magma Guillotine, Cursed Blood Slice, Ice Lightning Sword, Roses' Summons, I Command Thee Nil, Goldbreaker, Familial Rancer, Nebula, but the Nebula one's only for the Bastard Stars, not for the Wing of Estelle as well. Regal Beastclaw, Devourer of Worlds, Regal Roar, Spear Call Ritual, Ancient Lightning Spear, Great Serpent Hunt, Frenzy Flame Thrust, Blood Boon Ritual, Miquella's Ring of Light, Sea of Magma, Flame Dance, Storm Kick and Bear Witness. Upwards and downwards, Thundercloud Form, they've decreased the damage when not charged, decreased the FP cost, increase the cast speed and decrease the recovery time. Then there's no straight up nerfs for weapon skills whatsoever. Then in terms of bug fixes, and this will wrap it up, they have fixed a bug where the damage of Inescapable Frenzy was affected by the right hand weapon, where the damage of the weapon arts Carian Retaliation was increased by weapon and status, and the effect was not displayed correctly during online multiplayer. Another bug where the animation when inflicted with blood loss and frostbite was bigger than originally planned. A bug during character appearance change menu in which some parameter changes were sometimes not reflected. Another bug that prevented a dialogue from appearing when executing leave on some items, one that allowed unauthorized items to be passed to other players, a bug in multiplayer that prevented Grace to be registered on the map if it was found just before the player was summoned, another one that was sometime prevented the mechanic of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon fight from working properly during cooperative multiplayer, another bug that sometime prevented the player from entering the boss area after defeating Morgoth the Omen King, fixed a bug that prevented Edgar the Revenger and Festering Fingerprint Vike from invading after defeating all the bosses in Liurnia of the Lake. The item Tonic of Forgetfulness can now be obtained at the Volcano Manor if the player wasn't able to obtain it due to quest progression. Another bug that caused a reduction of runes due to NPC Gostock when the player died in Stormvale Castle to occur at an unintended timing. They've added a protective barrier to Millicent after helping her at Miquella's Haligtree so that she cannot be unintentionally killed. Another bug that sometimes prevented the player from obtaining the reward after defeating the Dung Eater. Fixed a bug that sometimes prevented the player from progressing Dialos's quest line. Another bug that sometimes prevented the player from duplicating Remembrance of the Walking Mausoleum. Very, very good change there. Another one that prevented the player from inputting consecutive attacks when dual-wielding thrusting swords. One that caused scythes to lose blood loss effect if poison affinity was applied to the weapon. Another one where the damage of the Iron Greatsword was lower than expected when an affinity was applied, so I'm going to have to check that one out as well, because I've just recently done an Iron Greatsword build. A bug that caused FP consumption to increase when the player cast Night Comet with charge. A bug that caused the default key setting on keyboard for weapon skill, so left control, to not be set on PC only. A bug in the Steam version where the history of players who played multiplayer was not displayed correctly under certain circumstances. Increased the online multiplayer stability. A bug that caused incorrect sounds to be played under certain circumstances. A bug that caused some places on the map to have incorrect visuals and hitboxes. Another one that caused some enemies to have incorrect visuals and behavior. A bug that caused some armor to have incorrect stats. They've fixed some text, and there are other performance improvements and bug fixes. So when you load up the game, it should say app version 1.04 and regulation version 1.04.1, and that is the patch notes. So again, apologies, I'm not going to sit there and read out that they've increased and decreased cast speed and all that sort of stuff when there are like 30 odd weapons and spells and incantations in the categories and stuff, because this video would go on to be like 35-40 minutes long or something crazy. So if you're interested to see exactly what they've done to each one, check the link in the description. And other than that, we are going to leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this patch in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.